Maybe that's a good sign. It shows what a good pilot I am. I'll start to fall asleep.
That's
smooth
quite good, yeah. Right, so we're clear for takeoff again here. We're going to get the parking brake off, and you can set thrust force manually 40%, please, Scott. So gently pulling those levers, and little lines there below the circles, round to the number 4. Okay, nice and stable. Click and release the black button. That's it. Eyes out the window. Steer the aircraft with your feet. Now, because we've got a headwind for takeoff, for landing, there's a slight crosswind for takeoff, so you are going to use the rudder here. Okay. You're going to feel the aircraft being blown to the right. So you'll need just a bit of pressure on your left foot to try and hold that centre line. Excellent. I'll apply the thrust levers to the V1. Rotate nice and smoothly back into your chest. Sit back, there's fine. Now you're following the flight directions again. Yep. So just follow that guidance and come to neutral, and when you're ready, we can get the gear back up, positive rate of climb. The wheels can come up. Set, perfect. There we go. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to level change, and we just go to 190 for the first part of this little circuit procedure. And we're going to stay in flat 5 as well.
Flaps,
yeah, because we're not fast enough really, we're only going to get up to 190 on the speed, so we've got to stay flat 5 to maintain our lift. So just focus on the flight directors here and the movements of the yoke. And there we go, 2,000 feet, so you can pretty much let the wheel come to neutral now. Just a slight bit of trim maybe for level flight. As the speed creeps up, there we go. And we're pretty much set now, so we can start the gentle right turn towards the city. So I want you to follow the guidance on your screen here, Scott. It'll bring you over fairly steeply here, sort of 10-15 degree bank, but it's only a short turn, so you'll find within a couple of seconds you're coming back to the left again to bring the wings level. That's looking good. So that's your altitude alert. What it's letting you know is you've got 200 feet above or below where you should be at 2,000 feet. So you'll see, because we made a little turn there, the nose dropped a little bit, and we got down to, just under 1,800 feet. But you'll see, as long as you follow the flight directors, they'll bring you back nicely. There we go, excellent. Now we're nice and stable, so we need a slight adjustment on our turn, but we've had the flight directors to look after that for you. We're going to be pretty much paralleling this green line now, down towards downtown Hong Kong, which we can now see out the window, and this is a nice scenic approach. So we want you to look out the window as much as possible. Now you'll see the city ahead of us, you'll see a lot of high ground, which is the reason why we don't have a nice straight-in approach for this one. And this was the much more common approach because of the winds off the sea. They were coming in from this angle more often than not. So we had to make this difficult approach here. Now if you notice, Scott, we're going to start our descent down towards the city. And although we can't see the airport and the runway yet, you can just about see. If you look right down the nose of the aircraft, down to where the buildings are, you should see a white flashing light, strobe light, moving from left to right.
See weird ring.
These are they're meant to be fireworks. It's to do with the scenery system. But yes, I say straight down the nose, you should start to see. I mean, we're still 7 miles away, so you're not going to be able to see that clearly yet. But you will see a moving light, the rabbits moving from left to right, and there are leading lights. They're pointing us in the direction. And that's pretty much what we follow when we go vision and we make that turn. letting us know we're getting close to 3,000 feet. Keep an eye on your horizontal bar, it's going to start to drop away in a few moments. So a little bit more pressure now as the line drops, as it keep it coming, keep it coming. And back to neutral again. Excellent. There we are. Quarter brake off, gear system off, and we're now ready for our turn here on the final circuit. Scott's on with you. The right hand turn here. Again, just using the select mode. We're going to go around to next to 285. So people can adjust that if we need to. Just want to bring ourselves back towards the current airport, the new airport. Out to sea. And we're in a turn. The nose drops, so a bit of backwards pressure to hold our altitude here. That's looking very, very good. Pressure. It's going to stop again, so we'll go to 154 on speed. There we are, excellent. And final thing to do is go flaps to 30, gently downwards and out into 30. And we'll set 146, so we're now pretty much fully configured, ready for that turn. Just a couple more things to do here, Scott. I want to set the auto brake for that, because we're going to stop on this one. So click the auto brake down to number 3, and that's just the pressure applied to the brakes on the wheels when we land. I'll adjust the speed brake near to arm, we'll set up the approach speed, and now we are well and truly set to go. One final thing is to set up the runway heading, 136 now, 136 degrees on the heading. And you can now take over whenever you want. So, on your left thumb, there's a little button in this gap. If you double click that button, it takes off the autopilot. So one more click, this takes off the warning. There you go. And you're now hand flying again, manually flying. When you're right on your screen, you're following the crosshairs again, but you'll see the square is pretty much set now. It's nice and stable because the autopilot has done a lot of that hard work for us to get us nice and set and trimmed out for our descent here. So you can pretty much look out the window, just a little glance down to your screen now and again to make any minor adjustments on the wheel. But then as before, when we get down to sort of 500 feet or so, I'll ask you to look out the window, just eyeball the runway, and I'll ask you to start the turn. As before, I'll guide you through, and at 30 feet, power off, and then flare. Okay, excellent stuff. Let's get the auto throttle off, and we'll set thrust manually here for the turn. There we are, that's looking good. Just a little bit of trim there. That's looking very, very good. Excellent. So eyes out the window, just hold the wheel steady, hold it nice and neutral. And we want to start the turn. So round to the right, turn behind the wheel. You've got a very good idea of what you've got to do now. So get sharp on that, keep it coming, and to neutral. There you go. And remember we've got that slight crosswind. A bit more to the right now, just to sharpen that turn. And to neutral. There we go. That's looking good. Excellent stuff. That's it, hold it there. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Start coming to the left to roll out, bring the wings level. That's it, keep it coming, keep it coming. A bit more to the left, keep turning, keep turning. And neutral. There you go. Now let it drift over a little bit here. We're looking good. Very gently to the right, just to pull the nose down the runway, and to neutral. Slightly to the left, and to neutral. Right hand on the thrust. Absolutely bang on here. Gently back on the power off, back of the way, and pull back on the wheel just a little bit. There you go, let it come down. Bit of left foot rudder, focus on the centre line. Excellent. With your right hand, the thrust reverse all the way to the top on the 2 levers here. And there we go. Just a bit of minor adjustment there on your feet. Okay, you can slow your reverse, push all the way forward the thrust reverse here to slow those off. And there you go. Night landing at high tag, job done.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. That's really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very, very well done.